Hello, wealthy, successful, money-making traders. This is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm so glad you can be here with me. Before you, you have the Euro USD on the 1 minute time frame. And what I want to ask you is, what is it that you see? I'll tell you what I see. I see opportunity. Now this is during an Asian session. It actually has a little bit more liquidity than your normal Asian session, but I'm using this to illustrate a point. This is a scalping method that I talked about a good while back, and some of you have probably seen the video, so this is just a little bit of a reminder of that scalping method. I also want to give you some tips about trading this. If you are going to trade this method, which is in on the 10, out on the 10 in the 1 minute time frame, this is a scalping method that you probably want to use during markets without very much liquidity. Now, the thing about that is, if you get into the trade, just say you're trading the Asian session and you get 20 or 30 pips, guess what's going to happen? The market's going to get choppy and you're not going to be able to really make the pips. So please keep in mind that once you get a good run in the market on whatever time frame you're in, then you want to rest with the market, because there will be a period of rest and you want to rest with that. Also, I want to tell you that if you get into this trade in on the 10 and out on the 10 and you find that you're $1,000 in profit and price pulls back to $914, don't sit up and wait and say, oh, I'm going to wait until I get my $1,000 back. Go ahead and cut that trade, because chances are you might find that now you have $565 instead of the $914. Let's go ahead and remove some of these larger moving averages and bring some clarity to this chart. Now, there's that same price action, but look at how much cleaner that looked. You have the in on the 10 and the out on the 10. Now, with this, you want to find your trend on a larger time frame, either the 5 minute or the 15-minute chart. Once you establish your trend, you want to take trades on the 1 minute time frame in harmony with that overall trend, which is the in on the 10, out on the 10. Now, if for your entry, it's the same thing. If you enter in with that strong break and close and then this next candle comes and engulfs it, cut it. This is a method that requires absolute discipline, and it can be a whole lot of trading. Some of you have seen me in my videos where I take like 40 trades or something like that. I'm scalping. So this method requires a lot of discipline and a lot of trading. Once you get the break and close there, you're going to wait this price action back until you get another break and close below this 10 period SMA. And it works better when you have a good trending market. This happens to be trending pretty strong for an Asian session. But you can see that you're riding in harmony with the trend. The trades that are going against the trend, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to stop out and break even, or you're going to find yourself at a few pips loss. Let's take a look at this in a more bullish manner, and you can see that price is moving in a bullish fashion, and you can see the steps in a lot of these if you're paying attention. Now this is more of that kind of funny step where you're in and you kind of have this little bridge before you get the next spurt of energy. But once you get the break and close below that, you have to go ahead and get out of the trade. But on a larger time frame, what you'll note is the market is already moving in a bullish fashion, and this is a market that has a little bit more liquidity in it, as you can see. So you're looking to take trades in harmony with that overall trend, and this doesn't look like a whole lot of price action, but the low of this candle, let's use the high because you're getting in at the close of this candle. The high of this candle is 25.93. The high of this candle is 26.09, and the low is 26.03. So you're getting at least a 10 pip run in this. Well, no, if you decided to quit on a reversal, you would, but on the break you're going to pretty much come out at break even on this. But before that, you're going to get some pretty good runs in that trade. But keep in mind, after you get a good run, you're going to get a period of wait. So please keep that in mind. This is a better run where the top of this candle is 1.2547, and you get the break and the close back below at 125.68. So you get a pretty good run off of these sometimes, especially in a market that has more liquidity. But in a market that doesn't have as much liquidity, this makes for a pretty good trade setup. Let's go to the market that we've been trading lately, and this is one that I've already made a video on, and you can see right away that we are in a more bearish trend. Let's delete these larger moving averages, and you can see that you're going to get, even during the Asian session, you get a pretty good run on the in on a 10, out on a 10. But once you get a pretty good run out of that, you can see that you don't get quite as much of a run, and then you get into a period of a little bit choppy before you can get back in harmony with that overall trend. So please keep that in mind. This is that choppy wait period that's a little bit hard to wait through, and I guess you get a bit of a reversal eventually, and you do, because this is like 2 hours later or something. But just please keep in mind, if you're going to use this method, trade in harmony with your trend on a larger time frame. Let's go ahead and do something right quick. Let me show you an additional advantage. Let's use this moving stop loss, and you can see that you can have a set of steps in on your 1 minute time frame as well, and you're moving on the larger bearish candles, and you can see now you have a break and close above this. But if you use this one, for example, instead of that one, and I guess I can show you that on another chart, but if you use this one instead of that one, now you have a double confirmation that it's time to get out. Or if you chose not to get out right here and you got out here instead, then you can see that this break and close is just an extra confirmation that you no longer have the advantage. Let's take a look at, I think this one is that chart, and this may illustrate it a little bit better. It's moving stop loss. Okay, let's go ahead and move that stop loss. When you get down here to the bottom, now this is a better illustration of the moving stop loss. Now you have a break and close above this, the opening of this bearish candle, and you have a break and close above this 10 period SMA for double confirmation. And you can see that this doesn't always work so smoothly, but even in funny steps, you still have a stepping situation where you can ride the stop loss on your larger green candles. Guys, I just want to remind you that you can absolutely do this, and if you choose to trade this method, remember you must trade this with absolute discipline. Have a terrific pip-filled, it's not the week, have a terrific weekend. Make sure you have some fun.